California held hostage, day 3. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, they say they're only trying to ensure that every vote is counted, but California's prolonged system of collecting, counting, and reporting votes is a joke. The man who, at least right now, is still on the top 2 for governor is rightly infuriated.
Thanks to the Democrats in charge of our state, we have become a national and an international laughingstock. Ventura County tell us that their next update for votes that are counted, Tuesday the 9th of June. No more updates till Tuesday. Do you know how many votes they've got left to count? Wow. 86,000. 86,000, and it's going to take them till Tuesday.
Hilton is 100% correct, of course. Now, the feds say multiple investigations are underway. The U.S. Attorney's Office was on the ground at the ballot processing center earlier today observing. Now, this is how the vote counting looked on Thursday. Yeah, a lot of activity. Everyone must have been on a coffee break. The California Post sent in a reporter and described rows of empty desks in the 144,000 square foot facility, dozens of empty workstations with large sections that appeared lightly staffed, despite the fact that it has an annual budget of $336 million with more than 1,000 staff positions budgeted. The pace picked up today, however, and as of now, here's where things stand. In the L.A. mayor's race, Pratt still leads Nithya Raman by about 33,000 votes, with 64% in. Well, 33,000. Seems pretty good, right? Not necessarily. In fact, the betting markets favor Raman to win. Why is that? Because real money is on the system to win, to prevail. Because as sane as it is, there are supposedly hundreds of thousands of ballots that still need to be counted. This from the New York Times. Nithya Raman's vote count still remains well behind Spencer Pratt's, but hundreds of thousands of ballots remain to be counted in L.A. over the next few weeks. A few weeks! Now, to say this is third world stuff is an insult to the third world. Election guru Nate Silver even noted that it's hard to overstate how much of an outlier California is for its slow vote counting relative to literally any other state or most any other industrialized democracy. And take a look at this graph he made comparing California's sluggish vote counting process compared to the U.S. average. It's totally unacceptable. So why wouldn't they look at this and simply, simplify things? Do what Florida does. Only accept ballots that arrive by close of the polls on Election Day. Pretty easy. Well, I'll tell you why. For the same reason they do mass mail-in ballots. The same reason they don't require voter ID. And if you're wondering, who's overseeing this election? Well, it's a guy named Dean Logan. His title is L.A. County Registrar Recorder. He's reportedly paid a staggering $450,000 a year. Now, that's Fauci-level comp. The New York Post says that he has spent much of his career navigating controversies, including his management of the vote in Kings County over in Washington state. After a series of recounts, Democrat gubernatorial candidate Deborah Gregor ended up winning her 2014 race, where 2.9 million total votes were cast, but the Democrat won by 129 votes. Huge litigation erupted there. The Democrat prevailed. Now, to my knowledge, Mr. Logan hasn't answered simple questions. Forget that. But in this case, why aren't votes being counted around the clock? Like always, 24/7. Can't be that hard. And as for California's elected Democrats, they're not even trying to defend this.
As is the case often in California elections, we're going to have to wait a while to see the final results. And there's nothing nefarious about that.
Nothing nefarious. Nothing nefarious. We'll see if that all holds up, because U.S. Attorney Bill Assaili today described California's election rules as having created serious structural vulnerabilities, citing universal vote by mail with no voter ID, which creates conditions ripe for fraud. Now, on cue, Governor Gavin Newsom dismissed it all and is certain to resist any federal investigation, either by the DOJ or, as I recommend, by Congress. Now, last night, our segment with Senator Schmidt and and Congressman Comer, Newsom then posted on X and asked, why do Republicans hate that California counts every vote? Oh, come on, that's a fatuous response by an unserious man. But if he runs for president, when he runs for president, this story will haunt him. Right now, it's just California voters, though, who are being held hostage. But this could go national. Remember, Democrats' ultimate dream is to get rid of the Electoral College. They have every presidential election, they want it to be determined only by the popular vote. Now, if that were to come to pass, California, with its election rules that favor Democrats' ballot harvesting machine, would always be last to report. So in a close presidential contest, whom do you think that would tend to favor? And that's The Angle. Here with
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.